lot of meetings that I didn't put down because I cannot get per diems for it. Because I have 3 to 4 same day, 2 to 3 same days, but that's fine. I'd rather have all the meetings all at one time anyway. That's all I had. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Slungen?
Also the Career Solutions, I did get in on the AMC, Zoom yesterday, or whenever it was, that lots of bills going through and working like crazy to get everything done. Yeah, everything has to come out of the committees by the end of this week, I think, to move on. Let's see, Transportation Day at the Capitol, and the Central Minnesota Council on Aging, and I think that was it.
I'll get one more, Mr.
Sure,
Chair.
go ahead.
So I just want to let this be known that in the Minnesota Counties magazine that we get, that the public health had a 2-page article on their tobacco ordinance.
Yep, I've
So
seen
that
that.
was kind of interesting to see. Great for public health and getting recognized for that through all the counties. And there's a lot of counties reaching out to public health about this because it's even getting legislators' attentions now about all of this.
And I see there are some photos on our broadband stuff
And,
too.
and there's photos of our broadband too, yeah,
Good.
so, very good. Thank you, that's all I've got, sir.
Okay, had a couple of things. On the 8th, we had an extension meeting for Zoom to reclassify or relook at the job of the crops person that's downstairs. I would say probably when we're all said and done, we're probably gonna move him out of here and move him to Stearns County. Just because this is on the far end of the county and he does a lot, if you gotta go from here to Sauk Center, that's a long drive.
Yeah.
And he might as well be in St. Cloud and just move out that, so that's one thing. And then redefine his job description is what they're gonna do. And then I had Micah in St. Paul, and I think Commissioner Kapinski was gone. I did not see him online. I don't know if he was en route to vacation or, naturally you heard that there's a $1.2 billion surplus. The governor has capped the bonding at $980 million. CPA, they're still kind of working on that, but it looks like they're gonna push it to the next session. As we move forward here, there was some discussion about, you don't wanna get too caught up in CPA because if we're gonna go negative on the budget, they've had a history of grabbing CPA, pulling it back down. So maybe sometimes it's better off not to be so aggressive and just kind of leave it so we maintain what we got last session. Local wetland mitigation, there's a bunch of money gonna come from the governor's office on just dollars. Cash that's gonna go into it is what they're saying. It looks like there's a lot of people complaining about. Lease vehicle sales tax, they wanna stay with the current. They did a bunch of stuff on human services. There's a lot of bills before there.
Yeah.
The direct treatment and care, benefit for children's residential coverage. They want to do something with that. How much gets done? One thing that's gotten some proposal, they said, is the proposed open meeting law for closed sessions. It sounds like that there's some people out there that want your closed sessions to be open.
Yep.
Yeah. So they don't think it's got any traction, but if counties ain't there looking at it, maybe our closed sessions won't be closed sessions anymore. They'll be closed sessions but open to the public. How do they be closed sessions? That seems to be one of their things that are on the deal. And then the other one that you'll see that's been in the news a few days is the expanding of packaging and cost reduction for the recycling of that. Former Senator Shoden from Homestead County, he thinks that there's a conflict of interest in that in interstate commerce. We'll get into that before it's done. He was a 20-some year state senator, so he probably has more knowledge than most of us in the room did. And then the next leg of the session will be the budget targets, what they're gonna put up for budget targets. And then last night we had park board, that committee's really, committee's really doing well, they got a lot of things going, you heard some of it today. They're gonna set meetings to look at, maybe take an in-depth look at Benton Beach, the campground, to see what we're gonna do there. There's maybe some updates that we need to do. They said one of the big shelters needs a new roof. We did get a roof on Lakeview through the insurance. So that's got a new roof, otherwise we would have probably been putting a new roof on there too.
That's good.
So there's, they're just busy. We're gonna meet at Benton Beach and at Bend in the River this summer to see hopefully Bend in the River's gonna be completed by fall. So, and that was all that I had.
All right.
Commissioner concerns, anything come before us today? Not requiring board actions. Set committee of the holes,
Motion to, oh,
Mr. Chair, you are invited to the Highway 23 Coalition meeting coming up April 12th at 11:30 in Marshall,
whoa,
Minnesota.
seriously?
The
Some of
Upper
us-
Room Event Center in Marshall, Minnesota, again,
Some of
April
us would be
12th,
there.
11:30. They do request RSVPs. Do we have a show of hands on
I'm on their board, so I'll be there.
Mr.
So
Johnson?
you probably don't need to RSVP that.
What time is it?
I believe
Again, it's 11:30 to 1.
Really?
11:30 to 1. Others who would like to attend?
I'll go.
Commissioner Schlangen?
I'll probably go, I can probably
Mr.
work
Pop?
something else.
You know, just put us on there.
Yeah,
That way we're accounted
Okay,
for.
so just register all.
Do it.
Okay, thank you.
If we don't show.
Lastly,
make
Mr.
it-
Chair, Mr. Byrd has requested a committee of the whole on various highway topics, turnbacks, changes to cost participation policy. Chris, do you have a suggested date for us?
Fall, September?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because next week's out for me. I have some availability the first week in, well, not Monday, April 1st, but the first week in April or.
Let's see, I
Well, I
think
guess we have Tuesday as a
Chris,
regular board meeting.
we already have a Cal on April 1st. It's pretty busy.
and the third I got down too. You
Yep.
have the third?
What
Well,
about
the third's a backup.
Oh, the back.
Yeah, third's a backup.
April 9th? By the time we would normally have a regularly scheduled board meeting?
The 8th or 9th would work for me.
April, I think we're having board meetings on the 2nd and 16th.
Correct.
Yeah, we're into
Just
the
talking
8th and 9th.
and 9th.
So the 8th and 9th are open. Yep.
The 9th would work. I think I've got something on that Monday, the 8th, but I'm
Okay.
not positive.
Go with the 9th.
Go with the ninth.
So 9 o'clock
I'm okay with 9 o'clock unless you want to do it earlier or which
9.
works best.
on April 9th, okay. So if that works, that's all the committees of the whole that we have for you today.
Mr. Chair, Monty, and maybe we don't need to set this now, but are we going to have some discussion or review of the Sizer report at some point and follow up with or is some of that covered in what DDEA is going to do? Are any of those listed in there? That you know
Well,
of?
yeah, I wouldn't say that the DDA maintenance project will cover issues. As I recall, Mr. Chair, there was an agreement to discuss on April 1st 3 things. Whether the board can participate virtually from remote locations, Eastgate, and then the Human Services Director / Deputy Director issue.
Okay.
So I presume on April 1st, if you want to broaden that to other issues in the Sizer study, we certainly can.
I'm thinking just a review of it. We don't
Yeah.
have to dig
Okay.
into all the pages of it, but there are some highlights in there I think we need to
Yep.
talk about.
Yeah, we
especially
could
the
certainly
3 new board members.
We can review what Mark recommended and also show the things that have been done to address recommendations
So
that
if we
Mark
could add
had.
that, that list on that.
And we're gonna address some of the changes we already made, so.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So we'll try and broaden the topic for April 1st to Human Services study.
And just as a
for-
reminder, and I know it's because of me, April 3rd is the backup day. and
Yep.
I will know next week if the
First
first is
works.
gonna work.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I'll let you know as soon as I know,
Okay,
but
sure.
just as a reminder.
Got it. Yep, yep.
I've got an appointment in the afternoon. Is everything gonna be done in the morning?
I
Yes,
think
it will
so.
be.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Everything will be done in the morning.
So that's what we have.
And we'll wait for Commissioner Kapinski to get back, but just start thinking about when we maybe wanna do the employee lunch. We
Yep.
need, obviously, he needs to be here for that, but
Yep.
start thinking about that.
Yep.
Okay,
Just need a motion to set those if we
Cows.
could,
so
please.
moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second, set the cows, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved. We're adjourned at 10:32.
Let's